Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the one and only show? Live from Houston, Texas. It's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber.
Hey guys, welcome into the Amber Neal Show. I'm your girl, matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today we have a really good show today because, man, it is hard out here for a pimp. It is stressful. You turn on the news, you listen to your friends, you do anything. I mean, it makes you not even want to leave your house, right? So today, we've got some tips. We've got 12 rules for staying freaking sane in a world that is totally insane. And guys, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk about 5 signs that law of attraction is working for you. But first, let's welcome in my co-host, y'all. He is the man on the ones and twos, the man of steel, and the most in-demand DJ around. Y'all give it up for my co-host, DJ Houston.
Go DJ.
Hey.
What's
DJ.
up? What's up? Yeah. It is a beautiful day out down in the H. I'm loving it. And we're back into that fall weather. And that means I can pull out my flannel.
That's debatable.
Lumberjack.
That's debatable. I don't know. It's like almost
we inside
November.
the studio right now.
Yeah.
Listen. All I'm saying is that it's nicer outside than it has been the past few months when it was nice and extremely hot. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
All right, guys. Well, let's get everybody's intro done. Now, let me give it up, y'all. My other co-host, he is a former NFL, part of the NFLPA on the Huddle It Foundation. He is a big-time philanthropist. He has a nonprofit. He's out in the communities helping the kids all the way to the adults. And no matter who you are, he is helping you believe so you can achieve best-selling author. Y'all give it for my co-host, Ryan Yarborough.
Thank you for the
All
introduction. I appreciate you. Make me feel good.
It's all about the introduction, right? You
Yes,
know,
yes.
have you ever met somebody and they're trying to introduce you for somebody or their business or romantic, and it's kind of like, yeah, so this is Jacob. So talk to him.
Those introductions.
Tell him your name. Tell him your name.
Yeah, what
Tell
was
him
it?
your
Because
name.
you don't even remember their name.
Tell him your name.
Don't you hate when you get like networking with somebody the whole time and they told you their name in the beginning, and then you go to leave at the end and they're like, oh yeah, you're like, okay, here's my phone. Put your information in there because you have no idea who they are.
Yeah, right. That's why, you got to grab a picture while you're there, too. Because when they text you, you're going to be like, who is this? Like, who am I supposed to be talking to right now?
Misedification.
Yes.
Yes.
I need a picture with your contact just in case, because I know a lot of people, so and we all do. So I sometimes need that picture to remember who the heck you are.
Plus,
okay?
if you have a common name like me, a basic name where it's Jacob,
Amber.
I'm saying, honestly, though, you're the only Amber I know.
No way.
Yeah, you're the only Amber I know. I've never
Really?
know. And you know what, though? But I think it could be that whole generational difference because the people, it's not a common name that people use nowadays.
Oh, really?
Anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Like,
I hear Ashley, though. I hear my sister's Ashley, so I hear Ashley a lot.
Yeah, I do hear Ashley a lot.
Which is a...
Stephanie is a big one, too.
Oh, God.
Stephanie
That name has been around forever.
Right. Ryan's another one. Ryan's been around for a long time, too, and I don't feel like it's going to go away. Jacob's one that's been around for a long time, and I don't think it's ever going to go away either.
Yeah.
But people are straying away from, common names now, like, now you're seeing more...
Dumb names.
Yeah.
Dumb. I mean,
Porsche's,
dumb. You're kidding. Never going to find a keychain with that name.
Who was it? There was somebody, I saw it in the news not too long ago. Yeah, somebody called their child Ford. Ford.
Their
name is Ford. Yes, Ford.
I better get a check.
Right.
I better get a check to call my kid Ford. Or be driving a Ford or get a sponsored car or something, okay?
Yeah.
Any dealerships listening, hey, I'll call my next kid Ford that I'm not going to have if you give me a free Ford.
She'll legally change her middle name to Ford,
yeah,
okay?
There you go. Amber Ford Neal, okay? All right, guys. We're going to jump into our topic today. 12 rules for staying freaking sane in a world that is not sane. And we're going to help you guys kind of get through it, add a little humor because, hey, humor is really what makes the world go around. So, all right, guys. So let's jump right in. Number 1, you need to meditate like a freaking monk. Okay, that is number one. People are always talking about, but I pray. But do you meditate? But do you get quiet so you can listen to the answer? Because prayers are going up, meditation's coming down. And the thing about the self-love journey is so many people are not willing to get into silence. You have to get, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you have to get in the silence. You have to get to that place where you can actually hear God's voice. You have to turn out all the noise. But see, the thing is some of you guys are codependent to a point, and I used to be that person, so it's not judgment. It's something I've healed from. You are so codependent that you can't be alone long enough to truly get the message from our Creator so that you can hear what your divine purpose and calling is. And instead, you stay busy, you stay distracted. And that is why so many of you guys filed for divorce during 2020, because you no longer had the distractions, and now you had to sit with your thoughts, and you all went crazy. And the divorce request went up 50%. But you got to meditate like a monk. That's number one. What do you guys say?
Meditate like a monk.
Absolutely. I mean, meditation is not an easy thing to achieve. I can tell you when I first started meditating was, I think like 2015 is when I first like really got into meditation. And it was so hard to just turn my brain off to go to that emptiness. I mean, like complete emptiness where there's no sound, there's no thought, there's nothing. It's something that really takes devotion and training. You know, you cannot do it just to be willy-nilly about it. You know, it's something that truly takes a lot of patience and a lot of training, because I know you can be sitting there for like 3 or 4 hours trying to just empty your mind and meditate, and it won't happen, and you start getting frustrated. So it's one of those things where you just really gotta pay attention and just take that patience and be patient with it.
Right. And to touch on what you're saying, Jake, it's like I'll be point blank and honest about a lot of things. When it comes down to the meditation, I've learned over the years from experience as well. Once you find that place, it might be in a minute. It might be in 2 minutes. It's about holding that place to get you to where you're going, because initially when I tried to meditate, I'm not going to lie, like the majority of people, I'll doze off real quick. I'll doze all the way off, okay?
Right.
With no shame, okay? But I'm like, damn, well, let me get that thought back, you know? But my thought was already there. Put it that particular way. I was in a certain place, so therefore I went to another place, which was sleep, okay?
Absolutely.
But I already had what I need to have in me to calm me to that point to make me go there. So once again, I'm not an expert meditator at meditation, okay? But one thing that I do know and that I've learned over the years from some other expert that are at meditation is once you find that calm place and once you find where you need to be, then stay right there. Once again, it might take 30 seconds, it might take a minute or two, but for me, over 15 minutes, I'm going to be.
Hey, that might be a start though, because sometimes you can't sleep because you got so much in your brain.
Right.
So
That
that's
too.
a good start.
That too.
Just being able to sleep helps you with cognitive behavior
definitely
and your thoughts.
We can have a whole topic on naps.
Okay, we'll talk about how important sleep is.
Yes.
But hey, maybe even if it just gets you peaceful and quiet to where you can actually go to sleep. So that's a help too.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, what's number 2?
Number 2 is on the 12 rules of staying freaking sane is avoid debates with nitwits. Okay, so I'm glad I get to touch on that first. Okay, because when it's all said and done, all right, when it's all said and done, you cannot argue with somebody that knows everything. Okay, so in other words, let a fool be a fool. Let a nitwit be a nitwit, okay? And just politely shake your head and sometimes agree. I'm like, okay. Okay, you're right. You know what I mean? You're right. So until the next thing happen, give me a call or talk to me then. But you're right about this, okay? What else are we gonna talk about? Because if you following down somebody else's path, especially a nitwit's path, guess where that's going to lead you to? Nitwit Nation. Nitwit Nation. All right? So, guess what? Avoid that at all costs. Sometimes people just have to You just have to let people be, okay?
What'd you say about nitwits?
Listen,
Debate nitwits.
listen.
Okay.
You know I'm feeling triggered right now. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, so triggered. Because I am dealing with one of the biggest nitwits that I have in my life currently. And it's difficult because I have no choice but to talk to this person, you know, because normally with people like this, I don't even waste my breath. It's gone. Exactly. But this one right here, like, because I have to deal with this person, it takes a lot of patience. Let me tell you, I have to meditate every time I hear the name. I'm just like, it's okay. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard because you can't debate with them. They're always right. You know, even though we all know they're wrong, their facts aren't even consistent. So it's just tough. But in all honesty, like the best thing I can say for it is to just completely avoid it as much as possible. If you can absolutely avoid a nitwit, absolutely avoid a nitwit. What do you think? Huh? What do you think?
There's a reason I have a VP.
You funny.
Yes, I know. That's what they say. Speaking of that, what's number 3?
Number 3.
What we're doing
We
now.
are, so while we're trying to avoid all the nitwits, if you can't.
Full-time job.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing you really can do is actually go and just laugh at it. Laugh. That's all you can do. Just take it in and you funny, girl. You funny. You got jokes. Y'all think y'all got jokes. Y'all funny.
Now, if y'all hear him laughing, you might want to step back a minute. You might get slapped.
Because generally speaking, if I'm laughing like a maniac like that, it's because I'm trying not to catch a case. That's why. Because you will catch these hands acting like that.
Oh, that's so funny. We got a caller, but we can't take him right now. Okay. Laughing at all this silly stuff. Is that what you do, Ryan? You just kind of laugh it off?
Got to. People don't understand that sometimes. Why you always laughing? Why you always smiling? Because I'm laughing you off. Or I'm laughing that situation off. Okay?
Yeah.
For real.
Like, I'm laughing
for
at you,
real.
not with you. Okay?
Yeah. For real.
That's me. I love, as a comedian, I see things differently. So for me, laughter is definitely the best medicine. But I'll give you a little dating tip. Laughter is really a great way to gauge if you're truly compatible if you have the same sense of humor, okay? Because you know how you watch a movie or you go to a comedy show and you see the people and something makes you laugh your butt off and then you look at them and they're like, what? I don't get it. That's probably not going to work out. Just saying. Okay, since we're speaking about laughter. The next tip, guys, today we're talking about 12 rules for staying frickin' sane in a world that's definitely not sane. Well, I sounded so country right there. Okay.
Because you is country, girl. Don't deny that countryside.
Even us city slickers in Houston, I get called a city slicker by my friends in East Texas. I'm like, but I still sound Texans. Okay, guys. Today we're talking about 12 rules for staying freaking sane in a world that is crazy. Is after you laugh it off, stop trying to save everybody. Go to my website, amberneal.com. I have my brand new shirts on sale. Perfect time to plug these. No more build-a-boo. We don't need projects. We don't need people to fix up. And sometimes you are interrupting their karma.
Oh, that part right there. Wow. Because there are people that have a lot of bad karma coming to them.
Or was just calling me.
Even now I gotta know who this phone call was. Let me see. Let me find out real quick. Which
not on the X's.
Oh, hey.
Inside joke. Okay.
So as Amber says, one of the things that you got to really do to stay sane during all this craziness is you got to stop trying to save everybody, because it's a fact. If you constantly are trying to save everybody, especially the people who don't want to be saved or aren't ready to be saved, you're just going to make yourself go completely insane. There's nothing you can do to help them, so stop trying. So that brings us on to the next one. Don't obsess over stuff you can't change. There's things that you just are completely out of your control. You got into a car accident because somebody ran you off the road. That's not your fault.
You can't. The serenity prayer.
Yeah, you can't go and keep getting mad at that because it happened. It's done.
Right.
The damage is done.
Right.
So all you can do is just move on, collect your stuff and say, all right, you know what? This was one bad thing. I ain't going to let it keep me down and keep moving.
That's right.
Keep on trucking.
And I think also when you look at things through the spiritual warfare, one thing about Ryan, he's always peaceful, and that's his favorite. He's peaceful. That's his saying. How are you, Ryan? I'm peaceful. But to get there, you understand that when the attack comes, and so you don't obsess over things you can't change, you also are from a state of mind that you know it's spiritual warfare. The attack is going to come. Especially, I heard a preacher once say, you can tell the size of your destiny by the size of your problems. So I know that you don't let anything disturb your peace. So that's something we can only aspire to, which your book is a great way to teach us how to do that.
I don't let them disturb it for too long. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm human. I am human.
He's got a car that starts from inside his house. All right, start up Knight Rider. That's where Knight Rider came in, y'all. It was an angry man. Car, get out of here. Come pick me up at the door. She's got a knife. Let's go. Hurry up.
Oh, not a knife. Not a knife.
He got himself a Batmobile. You know what I'm saying? Trolling it over here, driving his car like this,
We see how he stays peaceful because he got a Batmobile. He starts removing all his bracelets. There's a little keypad under there. All right, guys. Ryan, what do you think?
No, not Ryan. But we're gonna let you touch on this next one.
Okay.
Virgo. It's Virgo.
Facts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am
That's
guilty.
That's funny.
I know.
That's funny.
I am guilty. But it is one of the things, now that I've been meditating like a freaking monk, I don't overthink things the way I used to. But it is a birthright, being a Virgo. I'm going to overthink it. And anything you think you can do to me, I already figured out all the possibilities. That was already one of the possibilities. So I knew you was going to do that, even if I didn't know you was going to do that yet. So... But that's the good thing about overthinking. You can kind of predict what's going to happen.
See, I just wanted you to touch on that solely by yourself.
Because I'm guilty.
Solely by
Guilty.
yourself. Solely
Multiple
by
texter,
yourself.
guilty. Yes, that's me. Overthinker, guilty. That's why you get multiple texts from me, because then I'll send my message and then I'll think, you know what, I should have said something else. And then I'll send another message. And I'm like, you know what, that wasn't right. I didn't spell that right. Okay, let me come back in.
Okay, to be fair though, that's one of the reasons why I be texting it all the time like that too. I'd be like, and then, oh, you know what, I should have said this too.
Yes.
Oh, and then what about this point too?
Yes.
So I can see where you come from on that. But I guess that side of my Libra is I'm always an overthinker as well. As a Libra, because I'm all about balance, so I have to see all sides of the spectrum before, and so you tend to overthink, so. But that's you gotta learn to reel that in. You gotta reel it in, or else you become freaking unsane.
Yeah, seriously.
That's right.
What's the next one?
I would say insane, but I feel like it's just because you're insane. You're not insane. You're just not any more sane. So you're unsane. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of sane.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I feel like with certain people, when you say insane, they just think like, my God, you're a serial killer or something. No. I mean, you're just not,
You're not a serial killer. You just flat somebody's tires. That's what he was talking about. Okay. What's the next one, guys?
Stop avoiding the stuff that you should confront.
Ooh.
Okay? We're putting stuff on the back burner, because guess where it's going to stay? On the back burner until you confront it. That's why a lot of people need to be more direct. Okay? Need to be more forthcoming, because that's going to release burdens that you're holding on the inside, and it's not good to hold things in. Now, I can accuse myself of that. Okay, as a Taurus, I will put stuff off to the side, and I get to it, because when I handle business, it's like I handle it in a minute or two. So sometimes I let stuff build up that I should have confronted from the jump. Not on the emotional side or anything like that, because if I'm handling something directly, right here, right now, it's because you took me to a certain place. Okay? And my reaction might not be what I want it to be, so therefore I need to...
Especially you at the fireplace.
I need to put it in a little bit.
I know. I have a son that's Taurus, and trust me, it's like he's quiet and chill. But when you take him to that level, that's it. Like ain't no more talking. We're done.
That's right.
But I agree. That's I think people that tend to be more passive aggressive tend to avoid, they don't like conflict at all, so they will literally just go. Those are the people that usually ghost you, won't have a confrontation, won't ever talk to you, and they avoid it because a lot of people like to stay in a fantasy island and a fantasy world that as long as I don't talk to him, we didn't technically break up, so I'm gonna hold on over here.
We just ain't talked in weeks. Only in a relationship.
What's the next one, DJ?
The next one is, of course, life isn't fair. Oh man, let me tell you, this is something that I feel like should be my motto, because I tell this to so many people all the time. Life isn't fair. All right, it isn't. It happens. So all you can do for that part is just prepare for the mayhem. Prepare for the fact that stuff's going to happen. Prepare for, come on, we have a science law named after it. It's called Murphy's Law. Prepare for it. Like anything that can happen will happen. So instead of, being down in the dumps or letting your anxiety get a hold of you because, you're afraid of what's going to happen, just prepare for it.
But
prepare
I do want to clarify this, and we'll talk about more of this in the next segment about the law of attraction. It's a difference between expecting the bad and preparing for the bad. Life's not a promise to be easy. It's just a promise God said you're going to do it alone. But you gotta meet, God will meet you at your level of expectations. So you gotta understand that's not all coming from God. The enemy is going to attack because he don't want you to fulfill your purpose. But once you look at it through your spiritual eyes, then when it does come, you can look at it and say, not today, Satan. I expect it, I recognize it, I'm not going to let it get me into my emotions, because that's where the enemy wants you, is in your emotions instead of focusing on what God's promises for you are.
Yeah.
All right. So what number are we on now? Abraham.
We are.
Am I the next?
Stop looking for some Mickey Ficky to complete you. Okay. Stop expecting or looking for others to complete you, because you're not incomplete. Okay. The only time that you're incomplete is if you feel as if you're incomplete. You're one whole person on the inside. You just have to find those other pieces that make you feel complete by spending time with self, by getting answers from within, from your inner self, from your inner voice, okay? Because all your answers are within, whether you realize it or not.
Amen.
Have to sit there, because you go get somebody else, all right, to make you feel as if you're complete. You might get broke down even more. Okay, you may feel even more incomplete. All right, so take time to yourself versus feeling as if somebody else needs to complete you, because you are one being, one soul. Okay, and you help complete other people. Put it that particular way, because you are already complete.
That's right. That's right. We're not glued to people. God has made us individual people for a reason. You don't get your worth from anyone. I told my kids this since they were little. You don't get your worth from anyone, including me.
That's right.
Because I know I got a temper. So I know especially when I had my kids in my 20s, I know I wasn't healed yet. So I would tell my kids from the beginning, you don't get your worth from anyone, including me, because that's just that part of understanding that you don't want your kids to understand that our parents' opinion of us is usually where all this dysfunction starts. So we have to understand that if God says you're enough, hey, God made you. So are you saying he made a mistake? Are you saying he didn't make you whole? Of course he did. All right, guys, the next one today, we're talking about 12 rules for staying freaking sane in today's world. The next one is stop expecting others to think like you. It is freaking ridiculous. And the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that is I think about the division it's been over religion and race and gender and age and sexuality and everything that they can divide us on. Now it's vaccinated versus unvaccinated. And this is the closest the country has ever been to civil war since the Civil War, except this time it's about the vaccine. And the thing is, we've got to get to a place where we can respect the other person's perspective, because you're passionate on this side and they're passionate on this side, and sometimes it's not going to be a middle ground. Sometimes it's not going to be an understanding, but that doesn't mean there can't be respect.
Right.
You can still respect that they have a right to freedom, because at the end of the day, this country is about your freedom and your choice of freedom. If you want to take it, if you don't, and if you don't, then that's your business. And if you do, that's your business. But at the same time, sometimes you have to agree to disagree, because it's very ridiculous to think that everybody's going to think like you.
I mean, absolutely. Something that we learned during the as you know, they said back then, the Great Divide of 2016 from that election, you know, there were people that were having divided houses because, you know, they were like, I'm Hillary, I'm Trump, you know, and we saw the same thing during the 2020 election from Trump to Biden, but people were still living together and respecting each other, you know. I saw this married couple that did this where they even made a sign saying, well, I'm a Democrat and I'm a Republican, but we still love each other and we still live together because we respect each other's decisions.
That's
you know?
right.
We may not agree on everything at all the time, but we respect each other, and I think that's what's the most important. You know, just learn that every human being has a right to their opinion.
Look how many pro teams people are house divided just on sports.
Facts. I mean, especially look at
and for real, divided.
Yeah,
for real.
In Texas alone.
If you don't vote for the Texans.
Exactly. In Texas alone, you say you're a Dallas Cowboy fan or you're a Texas fan. And listen, when I first moved to Texas, when I first moved here, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan because, you know, from being down there. And let me tell you how many times in a bar my windows were broken out because I had Dallas Cowboy stuff on my window.
Me.
I was sitting in a bar and I would be rooting for Dallas Cowboys and there'd be Texans fans in there and they'd just throw down you know, it happens. It happens. You know, like it happens with NFL college football too. You know, you can't be. You're either an Aggies fan or a UT fan. You can't be both. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but let it be in fun. Don't be so serious about it.
Right.
I mean, I get it. But there's a time to be divided for fun. Okay. But when it comes to something as serious about vaccinated, not vaccinated, I think we got to get more serious. But we just got to remember to leave the level of respect. Now, if you're voting for the Cowgirls, then we can be disrespectful. What do you say, Ryan?
On to the next.
I'm not even gonna touch this right
now
watch, because I know that was a shot fired at me. So
you gotta watch who you're talking to. You gotta watch who you're talking to.
They won a championship since 1985.
So stop seeking the approval of people who give zero F's about you.
That part.
Okay? Stop seeking the approval about people who give zero F's about you, and you know what the F stands for. Okay? So, once again, you have to love yourself. Okay? When you love yourself, you don't seek approval of others. Okay? Not for the emotional side. For the educational side, cool, because nobody knows everything. All right? But seeking approval for others is only, once again, as we've talked about before, is going to lead you down others' path. Okay, you're going to be the others' robot. Okay, you're going to be the others' gadget. People are going to be able to control you with the joystick or with the computer. Walk this way, walk that way, talk this way, sit that way, sit. Oh, am I sitting correctly? Am I talking correctly? No.
Even Rick Ross came out with his new book, and he was specifically, I want to get y'all's opinions. He came out saying, like, if you're out here making money to impress other people, then you lost the battle. Like, what is this about? Is this about your family, helping the community, doing something in life for God? Is this bigger than that, or is this just about you looking good in front of your friends? So check yourself when it comes to your motives for wanting to get rich.
Check yourself or get wrecked. You know what I'm saying?
And what's the last one, DJ?
The last one for the rules, you know, we're giving you 12 rules of how to stay freaking sane during all this craziness in the world. The last one that we got to tell you today is don't try to battle a freaking narcissistic sociopath. And yes, that's quite specific. So that should tell you how much we're saying don't do it. Okay?
Don't even engage.
Don't. Exactly. Because if you engage, then you just gave them all the ammunition they needed to keep going. Am I right?
100%, guys.
Exactly.
And this is why you should meet people naturally. This is why we endorse and we have our new friends of the show, Events and Adventures, because you want to get to know people. I like Events and Adventures because I like to go hang out in a group. It's safer. That I can get feedback from their friends. They can get feedback from my friends, and we can find common interests. But bigger than that, I like to see the little things. How do you treat the wait staff? How do you treat somebody you're not attracted to? How do you handle losing the volleyball game? Are you going to blow up and freak out and get mad just because we lost the game?
You're gonna pop the ball.
It's crazy though, right? So y'all check out some words here from our friends at Events and Adventures and tell them that you heard about us here at the Amber Neal Show, our Boss Up Houston, and hashtag Boss Up 6 months free. They're going to give you 6 months free on top of your 1-year membership if you say you heard it through us. So go check it out.
Hey singles, do you feel it? The feeling like it's time to start having fun again? If you do, then you're ready to celebrate with Events and Adventures. There's never been a better time to join than right now. Meet new people with a packed calendar of fun events, exciting adventures, and future memories. It's time to live life to the fullest, to high five, skydive, and feel alive again. That feeling is here at Events and Adventures. If you're single and ready to celebrate, visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
Maridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach. We release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today. Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show, and today we've been talking about 12 ways to stay sane in a world that is truly not sane. We hope you enjoyed our little information there from Events and Adventures. Y'all check it out. They're a new friend of the show, and they are
Absolutely fun.
I love them, right?
I love them too. I mean, you got to hear from them, and you got to hear from our friends over at Maridate as well. So, we've got places for you for if you're single, and we've got places for you if you are a couple. So, because with Adventure and Adventure, I always say it wrong. Like, for some reason, I always want to say, like, Adventures, like the Captain Marvel or whatever superhero group that is. Yeah. But it's at Events and Adventures. Okay.
They're a superhero to your love life, that's for sure.
Facts. And I was going to say, the difference between them is that you have to be legally single in order to be with them. So, versus with Maridate, you got to be a couple. Exactly. You can't be single and try to come up to Maridate because we're going to refer you to Events and Adventures. All right.
So now we have the largest private social club in America. They have 13 locations, and they're in Canada as well. Shout out to all my friends at Events and Adventures. Thanks for being part of the show. And we also are going to give you more information about them later on in the show as well so that you can sign up. But when you go see them, tell them that you heard about us here at the Amber Neal Show or Boss Up Houston. Hashtag Boss Up 6 months free. They're going to give you an 18-month membership for the price of 12. And it's a great place to make friends, find love, and travel. Basically, get your bucket list out and have some fun. And By the way, they are doing up to 200 virtual events a month. So don't let COVID be any reason for you to not to be able to meet people any longer.
200.
200 yeah.
events?
You don't even have to live in a major city. You can just anywhere, right? So
I can't even imagine doing even just 200 events like that. That's just crazy talk because, like, gosh, if I only had the time to do 200 events a month, that would be but at least they plan it all for you. That's the beautiful thing about them is, I say it all the time. I don't have time. I don't have time to do this stuff. Well, that's why they took the time to make the schedule for you, to make all these events. That way you don't have to plan it. You get to just grab you and your group of single friends and go have some fun.
All right, guys. Today we got a really good show. Second part of the show, we're talking about 5 signs that the law of attraction is working for you. Listen, speaking of events and adventures, shout out to my original boss at Events and Adventures. I worked with them for 15 years. Shout out to Barb Colner. I know her as Barb Morgan. And she is amazing. Love her to death. She does PR work. She was the national director for ENA for a long time. Learned so much from her. And one day, she changed my life. The woman you're seeing before you is a direct result of that one person. It's a culmination of people. But when I think about people that have changed my life the most, I have to give mad respect and show love to Barb, because if it wasn't for her sending me The Secret, she called me one day. She said, Amber, you're dynamic. I think you're an amazing person. And she said, I just think you need to add this one thing to your knowledge. And she sent me The Secret. And back, I'm showing my age, but this is back when we had CD players in the car. And so she sent me the CD, and she said, anytime you're in your car, listen to it. And then I would take it out of my car and I would get ready at work. I've always done that. And I would play it while I was getting ready at work. So anytime I had a down moment, I listened to The Secret. So I'm going to recommend to you, the thing she did for me is go get The Secret. The law of attraction is very real. And the main thing with the law of attraction is the universe does not know what you want, and no one knows what you think about. So while you're sitting here saying all these negative things, everybody's this, everybody's that, bad stuff always happens to me, you're expecting bad things, guess what? The universe is listening, and it's like, oh, you want some more junk? There you go.
Right, absolutely. The law of attraction is very important here because whatever you're thinking about is what you're attracting. And it's, you can be trying to do good, but if you're still constantly thinking bad, it's going to revert right back to that whole doing bad. It's just, you really have to clear your mind, which is part of that meditation that we were talking about earlier in the show, something that I've developed after reading a book very similar to The Secret. It was, I can't remember the exact name of it, but either way, the book taught me a little trick to say cancel, cancel, cancel every time you start thinking something bad. So that way you can start with that law of attraction and attracting the good stuff, because every time you have the bad stuff, you're like, hold up, no. I'm not trying to attract this. I'm trying to attract the good stuff. So,
exactly.
There's definitely a lot of great different secrets out there you can use to try to do this.
All right, guys, so let's jump into them. So we always talk about how to apply The Secret, but today we want to talk about 5 signs that show that the law of attraction is actually working for you, because when you're new to the law of attraction, you're new to The Secret, you're kind of like, how do I know if this is working, right? All right, so number 1, this is the number 1 way to tell if the law of attraction is working for you. These are in no particular order. We're going to give you 5 signs. Number 1 is that you are aware of your emotional guidance system. You are in touch with your emotional state and have learned to depend on it for guidance. Whereas before, your emotions were just crazy and all over the place, and you were trying to rein them in, and you were trying to deal with that chaos in your mind. But once you understand that emotional guidance is, here's the thing too, I think there's a consciousness over even your thoughts, right? Because even though the Bible says that it talks about the words you say attracting those things, I think it's deeper, because it talks about the sin is actually in the thought, not the deed. So that's kind of a clue even in the Bible that the thought is where the heart is, and it's what's leading you down that path. So I think when you can get in touch with that emotional navigation system in you and get that in check, to realize I'm not going to engage, you can go through emotional things. The secret is to not obsess about it or worry about it. It is to get to that neutral place where you're observing it and not absorbing it.
Yes, absolutely agree with that part right there, because if you absorb it,
danger.
Exactly. That's when your anxiety starts kicking in and all these different emotions that you have, all the different, as we were talking about in the show beforehand, we were talking about how the different, your different emotions are trying to send you warning signs. They're like red flags, basically, anxiety being the biggest one, where you're sitting here constantly like, oh, you're scared of the past, or you're scared of the future, you're scared of things that you don't even know will happen, So that brings us on to the next sign that we have. The 5 signs of the law of attraction is absolutely working for you. You feel good when you think of your desire. When you start picturing your goals and your dreams, you feel good about it. You're like, yes, this is the right path. This is what's happening. This is how it's going down. So, you're really feeling that desire. Your desires have started manifesting into your life. So now it's no longer you just speaking about it. It's actually starting to happen. The small little things that you notice to make a big difference.
The key word is feel.
Exactly.
You got to feel like you already have it.
Exactly. And there's that feeling of assurance, by your side, that you're constantly like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Today may be a rough day, but it's okay, because I know that as long as I stay in that law of attraction and I stay with that great mindset, that I'm going to be taken care of. The universe is going to provide for me. God's going to provide for me. So, that makes you feel more confident. So when you feel more confident, you start attracting a lot more things, a lot more people. For example, as we say all the time, when you're in a relationship, when you're single, you feel like nobody wants nothing to do with you. Nobody's looking at you like, why am I single? And then the day that you become attached to somebody, you're like, I'm in a relationship. Everybody starts coming out of all the woodworks and is like, hey, it's because you became more confident. So you started attracting it, because you're like, oh, I got a boyfriend now, or I got a girlfriend now, I got a boo. We'll just say that. I got a boo now. So now you're like smiling all the time, confident. People get attracted to that. And that's exactly why. It's that law of attraction. It's because you changed your mindset from, oh, I'm single and nobody wants me, to, oh, I'm in a relationship, I'm loved. And so now everybody wants to give you that love. What do you say?
Because that whatever is your truth is your truth. So if you think no one loves you, nobody wants you, then you're right. But if you understand the law of attraction is confidence, we say this all the time on the show, confidence is the key to everything when it comes to whether it's attracting or getting someone back. Attraction is about confidence. And so it's not about actually having the person. It's about the law of attraction, imagining the happiness I'll feel when I have that person. And so, like I always say, make room in your closet. Start listening to love songs.
Right.
Start preparing and expecting God to meet you at your level, at your level of expectation. Okay, that's right. A minute. Your level of expectation. God will meet you at your level of expectations. And so if you don't believe it, you can't achieve it. Like Ryan always says, you have to believe
so you can achieve. Hey,
Hello.
Which, speaking of, go get his book. If you haven't read his book, Believe So You Can Achieve, that's another book you really need to read right along with The Secret, because Ryan tells you about all the secrets that he has about how the law of attraction has worked for him.
Yeah,
which means
Yarborough16.com, guys.
it's a real thing, like it's guys, I know we say it a lot, and I know sometimes it feels like y'all think that maybe we're just making this stuff up, but we're not. It truly works. If you start changing your mindset, that's why the oldest saying since the dawn of time is, if you believe you can do it, you can achieve it.
And if you don't, you can't.
Exactly.
That's why I said, what's your truth?
Yeah. Anything you set your mind to, you can do. And it's so true. It is so true. Think about those mothers who have lifted cars off their babies,
now, that's
or have
funny
done
you
stuff.
say that. I actually had, in second grade, I had a friend of mine, Holly Brackeen. Her stepmom got in a bad car accident, and she had a brand new baby in the car, and the car flipped over. I'm talking about a 100-pound woman, literally flipped the car over by herself, got her baby out, and lay down and died. But trust me, I'm saying, when it comes down to it, you don't know how strong you are until you have to be. But we're going to jump on.
Absolutely.
I don't know how much longer we have,
agree
but
right there.
because we can talk. Okay. So the way today we're talking about 5 signs that you can tell the law of attraction is really working for you. The next one is that you're going to see indicators. You're going to see indicators along the way that you've started moving toward the set of goals through various stepping stones, witnessed by little things happening around you, gaining achievement little by little, day by day. So that's the first thing when I tell anybody, whether it's a PR client, matchmaking client, sponsor of my show, And it's the same thing in life. You got to set up the expectations so that you're not disappointed in the process. Okay, you got with the same thing is you got to be gentle with yourself. It's one thing to push yourself and be hard on yourself, but it's another to be brutal with your self talk. Because oh, you stupid. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. What were you thinking?
That part.
That is what's going to keep you from attracting the right people in your life. But I'm telling you, if you just literally decide every day, I'm going to choose joy. I choose joy, and then take the little steps toward that. I promise you, you will start seeing those indicators.
Yeah, you absolutely will. Like, as people, I know we talk about being entrepreneurs a lot, and that's just because that's what I can really relate to. And being an entrepreneur, you really, you go through a lot of the stuff that we talk about. And that's how we know what we're talking about. But, it's one thing to be your own boss and have to be self-disciplined, so there are times where you have to beat yourself up because there's nobody else to ride you. But if you're that's all you're saying is that the negative things to yourself, like you're an idiot, you can do better than that, that's what you're going to attract, that's what you're going to be. So you have to there is a time and place to give yourself a berating, when you need it, like, seriously, DJ Houston, you could have done that so much better. And then one time, okay, yes, and but I'm not an idiot, I'm not dumb. I'm not a screw up. I'm a human. I made that mistake, so now I can move forward. And that takes us to, the next sign out of the 5 signs of the law of attraction is working for you is that you will experience, you already said the indicators. So you will experience synchronicity. Several things have started to line up for you, so that you've been giving the feeling of connectivity between everything. Like it's happening for a reason. The universe is just putting it there for you.
Serendipity.
Oh, yes, serendipity.
It's all lining up.
You're constantly, you're seeing, it's like, if I wouldn't have been 5 minutes late to my appointment, I would have never been able to see how this happened. You know what I mean? It's those small little things that you just
realize. And look what happened to us with the show. We were literally at a radio station together, and we met at the station, and then we figured out very quickly, like, oh yeah, this is dynamic duo right here. And then we were like, okay, let's get our own office space, let's get our studios, and then boom, we form a partnership with Boss Up.
Exactly, and that's how you're on the right path, because you manifested it, and now it's starting to fall, without you even trying. I didn't wake up one day and said, I'm going to become the VP of Boss Up. No, I woke up and said, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do the things that I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to let the universe guide me. And the universe guided me to the right spot where I'm supposed to be. It led me to Amber. It led me to because Amber didn't know me at all when she hired me to do her day in the city, which is coming up again.
11/11.
Exactly. Our 1-year anniversary is coming up, sweetheart. What are you going to buy me? So it was all by, and I'm not going to say by mistake, it was by fate. You know what I mean? The universe lined it up for us to be this way.
That's right.
Because she didn't know she needed a second DJ that day. It was literally the day of that I get a message saying, hey, can you work this event for us tonight? Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I was going to say no, and then I was like, you know what? I'll do it. It's fine. I'm going to do it. And then I did it, led to her, which led to so many other things. And then,
amazing.
It was the universe lining up. And that's what we're talking about. That's how you know that the law of attraction is working for you, that you're attracting the correct things because it just lines up.
Because back to with us being at the radio station, where there is resistance. So the other side of that, to know if there's resistance and you keep trying to make it work over here, and it just nothing happens. The proof is in the pudding, as my dad said. You can look at what we've done in this new space compared to our last space, and it is night and day. It proves what we said. It's not that we don't have the skill or ability to do what we say we can do. We have to have the environment that's right for us. So when you get into an environment that is not nurturing and there's resistance, that's your sign. It ain't right for you, and maybe it's just not right now, but that's your sign.
And that's absolutely correct, because I'm just saying, I've been at so many jobs before where I'm like, oh, I'm going to make this work, and I know how to make it work, and I know how to make it happen. Exactly, I'm trying to force it, and it's still, I can do everything right, but yet I'm being kicked back. There's some type of things going down, and that's a sign right there from the universe saying that no, this isn't the right time. This isn't lining up correctly. So follow that sign of attraction and say, hey, okay, if it's not happening here, let me try somewhere else at a different time.
That's
You
right.
know?
Go where you're appreciated, not tolerated. Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
And lastly, on the 5 signs of law of attraction is working for you is that you're going to have a heightened awareness of your desires. You're no longer confused about your end goals. You know what you want, you know what you're focused on getting, and you're working toward achieving it with confidence and by believing in yourself. If you don't believe in you, who will?
Absolutely. Excuse me. It's absolutely that's the number one thing. It's just like if you can't love yourself, nobody else can.
Yep.
You will have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, then you are attracting the universe for everybody else to not believe in you. Confidence is key when it comes to this world.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. All right, guys, we got to take one other break. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about our afterthoughts and let you know what we maybe didn't have time to say. But y'all check out some words from our friends over at Vincent Adventures. Hashtag 6 months free with Boss Up. And they're going to give you 6 months free if you say you heard about us on Boss Up or the Amber Neal Show. Y'all check it out. It's a great place to make friends, find love, travel the world, and get that bucket list out. Y'all check it out.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com.
Maridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach. We release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today.
Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker comedian Amber Neal. Y'all go to my website, amberneal.com, if you need PR, marketing, advice, whatever, date coaching, you need a little help, I'm your go-to girl. I can help you out. Go get a copy of my new book, How My Kitty Betrayed Me. It talks about women's lib and how women's lib has really impacted our dating life and our options as women. Also, you can get a copy of my new shirt, No More Build-A-Boos, because it's time to stop building a boo and quit falling in love with potential ladies. Sometimes he's just not that into you. And yeah, I know the guys are guilty of it too. But today we're talking about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction has everything, and I mean everything, to do with who you wind up in life. Because where you are in life, broken will always attract broken. And yes, you can attract broken people when you're healed. But the difference is when you're healed, you recognize it. You recognize the brokenness. It's all in the way they speak. It's all in the way they present themselves. It's the word they choose to deal with. You can tell somebody is not healed when everything is chaotic, it's stressful. Everything they talk to you about has got some drama. Somebody else is always at fault. They never did anything themselves. They're never wrong. And the thing is, guys, self-awareness is really that marriage to the law of attraction, to understand that sometimes it's you and your thoughts and the way you think about things that is attracting the wrong kind of people. So my advice to you is get The Secret. Go check out that they got it on audio now. You can download it, listen to your phone, listen to it anytime you have. Go get The Secret. Check that out. Be around people that are going to celebrate you, not tolerate you, and make sure that you've got to keep your mind in a place of peace in order to manifest. And the enemy doesn't want you to focus on God's promises and God's word. He wants you to focus on your emotions so you can get negative and depressed. So all I'm saying to you guys today is go check it out. For more information, y'all check out The Secret. And for more information, go to amberneal.com. We'll see you next time.
What's up, guys? It's your boy DJ Houston, and it is time for the afterthoughts. And what I definitely want to say to everybody, the law of attraction, the law of attraction. It is such a real thing. I used to be one of those people who never believed in it. I was one of those people who constantly thought negative about everything. There was just nothing positive in my life. I was constantly like, why am I attracting these guys? Why am I doing this? And it was because I was mentally attracting all those people. I was mentally sitting here telling myself that I wasn't good enough for anybody. So that's why I was attracting these guys that I wasn't good enough for, or who weren't good enough for me, I should say, in all honesty. So, the law of attraction, you really have to do it. And one of the biggest ways I can say to help you start your journey to correctly doing the law of attraction is, as I was telling you, do the whole cancel thing. So that way you know what to say. Like, you already know how to get rid of that negativity. But meditation is absolutely the best way to start attracting the good, because you completely block everything out. You block the good out, you block the bad out. It all goes. So once you sit there and start emptying your mind, you can start fresh by attracting all the good stuff. As soon as you come out of meditation, that's the way you feel. Just like that. You feel like that. You feel refreshed. So you're no longer thinking negative. You can just start training yourself right then and there to, every time that negative thought, cancel. Not today, Satan. Not today. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning into the show. It's been an honor to be able to sit here and teach y'all guys some new things about the law of attraction, and to teach y'all about how to stay freaking sane during all this craziness. So make sure y'all guys stay tuned, catch the show. We're now over on A-Star Network on Mondays at 7 p.m. So make sure y'all check us out there. And of course, check us out on our new time slot on Boss Up Houston Network at 9 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Make sure y'all guys check us out. It was great talking to y'all today, and I cannot wait until the next show. Peace out, homies.